Hey everyone, so I'm back today with another video. I apologize for the break, and I've been trying to upload weekly ever since I decided to get back on YouTube, and I actually last week had the second dose of my COVID vaccine. I did get the Pfizer, and that kind of kicked me on my ass and kind of screwed up my entire week. I had to take 2 days off of work. But I am now fully vaccinated, and if you are able to, please go get your vaccines. We need to do this in order to get back to normal, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind for the past couple of months, or really ever since 2020, because the beginning of 2020 was kind of when I started using this app. But this is something that I'm really passionate about and have been meaning to make a video about for a while. But today I'm going to talk about my gripes and problems with our favorite app that we know and love, TikTok. So TikTok really became popular within the last couple of years. It started as the app Musical.ly, where a lot of people just used the app to lip sync to songs and stuff and do memes. I know Musical.ly kind of really popularized cosplay, so that was cool for Musical.ly, because before then not very many people were into cosplaying, but that's kind of besides the point. TikTok kind of blew up, I want to say around like 2018 or 2019. I'm no expert by any means, but I remember for the longest time it was like this whole meme where people really didn't want to download the app TikTok because they didn't understand the point. Like, why are we just sitting here watching like 15-second videos? None of this makes sense. All of the content on TikTok at first was really cringy. It was just like a bunch of memes, like really bad memes. But now it's kind of evolved into anything that you want you can post on TikTok, I would say. I was really hesitant to download the app too, like everyone else, just because I didn't get it. I don't really know what triggered me to download the app. Funnily enough, I think it might have been because of Stray Kids or something. When I was really into K-pop, Stray Kids made a TikTok account and were posting very sporadically on it, so I think I might have downloaded it to view their TikTok. But then at the end of 2019, I started really like using the app and finding joy in using it, and it quickly became one of my favorite, if not my favorite, social media apps. But just because it's my favorite app doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with it, because I have a lot of problems with TikTok, and I wanted to talk about them today and see if anyone else agrees with me, because I feel like this isn't the stuff that I have written down today that I plan to talk about is not being talked about enough for how many people love TikTok, because I believe it's like one of the most popular apps out right now. So the first kind of category that I want to talk about is body image and like body positivity content on TikTok. A lot of creators on TikTok, and really creators on any platform, are your typical like skinny white girl, typically like a younger girl, and they are always like really beautiful by typical beauty standards. And in the past couple of years, I feel like more people are starting to reject this norm, and more average looking people, bigger people, plus size people are feeling comfortable in letting their voices be heard. But I feel like TikTok is a really weird place for body positivity people in particular. There's a huge community of people on TikTok who claim to be body positive, and body positive is a really big movement happening on the app. But I feel like, at least in my experience, a lot of the people who are talking about body positivity can be pretty hypocritical. It's always like, all bodies are good bodies, love yourself, don't forget to eat, until someone sees a bigger body that they're not comfortable with. Like, I know that I struggle with this too, but fat phobia is something that is deeply rooted in our society, to the point where a lot of people can be acting fat phobic and not even understand what's happening. And we tend to praise bodies that are naturally thinner just by our nature. Like I said, a lot of content creators on the app are thin, and it sucks because even those creators who have naturally thin bodies, I've seen be pressured to lose even more weight. Because as soon as someone wears something revealing, it's almost like it's open ground for their body to be commented on. The biggest creator on the app, Charli D'Amelio, although I'm not a fan of her at all, I actually we'll talk about her more later. A lot of people, from what I understand, when she first started becoming popular, pressured her into losing more weight. She is a very young girl. I believe she's 17, so probably around the time she was becoming popular, she was 15 or 16. I remember seeing content from her when she first started versus now that she really blew up, and her body has gone through a drastic change since then. She used to have a very normal looking body, and now she is extremely thin. I feel like there's not a coincidence between the fact that her body was changing as she was blowing up on TikTok. Another thing that really bothers me is that there is this trend for some reason for very, very, very thin people to pose in a way that makes them look bloated or like they have a stomach roll on TikTok, as if for them to say, look, I am not perfect either, I also have stomach folds. And it's like, of course you have stomach folds. Everyone has stomach folds when they sit down. It's natural. It's how the human body moves. And that type of thing, as a person who is not real thin, who does have a good amount of body fat on me, really rubs me the wrong way, because it's almost like embarrassing, the fact that this extremely skinny person has to push out their gut with all of their force in order to look anything like me. I don't understand it, and I wish that people who were skinny would just stop trying to be included in the body positive movement. This may be a hot take, this may be a problematic take, but I feel like the body positivity movement exists for people who have bodies that are not celebrated in traditional media. So the fact that very skinny people feel the need to include themselves in the body positivity movement kind of rubs me the wrong way. Of course, we should all love our bodies and we should all appreciate them because they help us live and they get us through every day. I think they should just be happy with the fact that their bodies are accepted by society. And yes, of course, every person has their own insecurities, but I feel like we need to work harder on uplifting people who are bigger, who are not typically seen in the media, and let them have their space instead of trying to infringe upon that. Being on TikTok as a woman who is very averagely shaped is kind of alienating at times, because so many people on my feed are like supermodel thin. When I first started using the app, it put me in this cycle where I felt really self-conscious about the way that my body looked, and I started working out and I started eating healthy in hopes to make myself look more like that, which I've always struggled with body image, of course, but constantly seeing really, really skinny people on this app and not seeing anyone who looked like me is really discouraging. And I've learned over time that the way that TikTok works, it's so tailored to the content that you're interacting with. So thankfully I was able to find more content creators who were more inclusive and more average size bodies, because it's really nice to see people who look like me on my feed and people who are like doing clothing hauls and have bodies that look like mine. And I don't know, it just felt really weird for the longest time only seeing like skinny like 15-year-old girls, because it really put me in a negative headspace. So if you're feeling the same way, I would encourage you to seek out creators who are more open about their average bodies, because there's a lot of really good content creators who aren't afraid to show what they look like after they eat a meal, or not be constantly sucking in every time they're on camera, and just being more honest with how their bodies look. And it may not be a huge issue, it just feels good to know that there are other people out there who exist in a body that looks similar to mine, because I'm so used to not seeing people who look like me in media. Right, moving on. Another thing that really frustrates me about TikTok is that their community guidelines, while they do exist, they seem to not make any sense whatsoever. A lot of people on TikTok struggle with their content being removed and silenced for reasons that don't make any sense. A lot of times videos will get flagged for like violent content or content that the app deems inappropriate for reasons that don't make sense. Like last night, I follow this woman who vlogs about her and her family. One of her videos got removed because her daughter was participating in gymnastics. and TikTok flagged the video for being dangerous, for endangerment of a child or something. And another content creator that I love that recently just had a baby, she's been really open and honest about what life is like postpartum. And she's been sharing videos of her postpartum body and talking about just kind of how her body's been feeling after giving birth. And a lot of her content has been removed because TikTok thinks it's inappropriate that she's showing her postpartum body that is not stick thin. That's another thing that I forgot to mention earlier. For whatever reason, bodies who are not rail thin often get flagged by TikTok, and if you're wearing like revealing clothing and you don't happen to be super skinny, your videos will mysteriously be removed, and I think that's really fucked up. So it's really frustrating having content removed by creators who are trying to be open and honest. Another big struggle is that content creators who are LGBTQ+, talking about their struggles will often be removed mysteriously too, and it just feels like discriminatory behavior. And it's so frustrating because TikTok will allow content to stay up on the app that is super problematic. Like, I remember earlier this year, there was a video of a man who on a live stream or something, and that video happened to circulate on TikTok, and people were warning, don't go on your For You page because you might scroll upon a video of a man blowing his brains out. So I don't understand why that kind of content doesn't get removed on TikTok, but someone talking about their body or their sexuality or their gender identity will get removed. It's quite frustrating. Next category centers around mediocre content creators. I know that might sound harsh, but I don't really know how else to put it. I mentioned that I would talk about Charli D'Amelio again later in this video, and one of the #1 people that I can think of in this category is her. So I don't mean to shit on a teenage girl, but there's this huge phenomenon of teenagers going viral on TikTok for doing dances and weird things with their face. Like, I'm sure if you're on TikTok, you know all about Bella Poarch. She went viral for lip syncing to a video while making stupid faces, and I literally just saw on Twitter today that she's coming out with a music video doing the same stupid faces, and it's just so infuriating because I'm like, why are we giving these people a platform that literally have no talent? Last time I remember seeing anything about Charli D'Amelio, I think she had like 50 million followers, which is like the most amount of followers for a content creator ever, probably besides PewDiePie, I think. And I just think that's actually insane because all she does is dance to videos, and it's not, I know she has a dance background, but these dances are really simple dances, and I don't understand why we are causing these teenagers to go viral. I don't know if it's because I'm older and I don't get it, but there are people who genuinely idolize this person who has literally no talent, and I'm just like, the thing that blows my mind is that these people have more followers than actual talented celebrities, like musical artists, and I just don't understand how they are more successful than people with actual real talent. And I don't follow any of these people because I just truly don't understand idolizing influencers, period. I try not to do that. Obviously, I have creators that I enjoy watching, but I don't think we should be idolizing anyone on social media, because even if you think that your favorite influencer is super positive and real and honest, everyone has their own shit, and it's just really infuriating when people keep having scandals, because everyone has their own dirty laundry. So nobody's perfect, and I don't think we should be idolizing anyone. So that's what I have to say on that. I don't understand how people are having careers off of dancing and using filters on their face. I am deeply concerned for the next generation, because as more and more people grow up with technology, they just want to become influencers. And I was talking to my boyfriend about this the other day, but I'm really concerned for people who decide to become an influencer, and once the age of social media is over, because trends change so much after time, they're not going to have any real skills. They're just going to have their social media platforms. And while you can develop some skills being a content creator, like video editing, photo editing, stuff like that, if you don't have real life experience and education, it's going to be really hard to make it past your time on social media. I don't know. That's just my thing. That's my thoughts on that. I just don't think we should be throwing away everything to become influencers. I think influencer culture is really problematic. But that's a topic for another video, I guess. This next topic kind of ties in with the body positivity thing that I was talking about earlier, but there's a section of TikTok that exists solely documenting your life. This type of content really became popularized in 2020 after many of us were in quarantine or lockdown. A lot of people just started making like daily posts on TikTok about what they were doing. And this, especially this time in particular, early 2020 at the beginning of lockdown, was a really weird time on TikTok because everyone was trying new things and so many people were posting these routines of their life where they were like working out 2 times a day, eating super clean, learning a new language, making pottery, just all of these new hobbies. And I was sitting there watching these videos and I was like, I am doing nothing with my life. I feel like shit now. And the reason why I put this in this video is that I feel like TikTok has really popularized like having a perfect life, and that's just so unrealistic for so many of us. So many people on TikTok have like perfect homes and every single shot in their TikToks are perfectly set up, and that's just so unrealistic. And while it's nice to watch that and kind of like have a break from your own reality, I think it's really, at least in myself, it's really set up like unrealistic expectations for my own life. It's really hard to watch this content and not get down on yourself and think like, oh, I'm not doing as much as I should be. Especially within the past year when so many of us were dealing with the trauma of the pandemic and just all of the complications of that. It's really unrealistic to think that you have to be doing something productive every single day and every single hour of the day. For a while it made me feel really negative about myself, and because I felt so negative about myself, it was even harder to motivate myself to even do like the basic daily tasks. While this content can be nice to watch, I think it's important to take with a grain of salt, because even if you admire this person's life, I think it's important to remember that not everything about their life is perfect. I don't think you should aspire to live like this, because even if you did have like the perfect house and the perfect life, there's still going to be something that makes you unhappy. Kind of like how people say money doesn't buy happiness. Even though if you're in a bad situation and money might help a lot of your problems, it can't solve darkness that might be inside of yourself. So I think it's important to just value the small moments in your own life. I started to seek out more of that content where people are appreciating just the small things in life and romanticizing that, like making coffee and journaling and watering your plants. And I think it's just important to kind of center yourself, because if you're surrounded with people constantly who are showing off their perfect life, it can be really easy to get out of touch with reality. Another thing that really frustrates me about TikTok is that their algorithm is so confusing, not in regards to like what you're liking and what shows up on your For You page, but as a creator, it can be so hard to get your content to get reached. Some of the most random ass videos will go viral for no reason at all, and it's just so unpredictable. Like, I've been posting daily on my TikTok. I mentioned before that I really enjoy people who romanticize the small moments of their life on TikTok, so that's kind of what I started to do. I just post daily clips of my life just as a way to kind of have a small creative outlet. I find it really relaxing to do at the end of every day, to edit a video and post it. But my content, even though I tag it, I use the same hashtags, I make sure to post regularly, my content never gets above 200 views. It's really frustrating. I've had a couple videos go viral, viral for me. randomly, and it's so frustrating to try and figure out their algorithm because I see other people blow up and I have been sitting at the same number of followers for like 2 months now. So that sucks. And I know a lot of content creators struggle with the algorithm too, with their videos randomly just not getting views anymore. I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not, but I feel like once people join the creator fund, for whatever reason, TikTok stops pushing out their content. Like, they don't want to pay their creators. It's really bizarre to me. I hate it. I think if you don't want to pay your creators and you're not going to push out their content once they join the creator fund, you should probably just not have a creator fund. Maybe we should go back to that. Remember when people weren't getting paid to be on TikTok? I remember. Another thing that I hate that people do on this app is they hype up the most random shit. And it's so frustrating because it's always like, I always have this fear that something that I love is gonna get hyped up and then I'm never gonna be able to get it again. One of the best examples I can provide right now is Squishmallows. If you guys know what Squishmallows are and you've been collecting Squishmallows for a while now, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I got my first Squishmallow like 2 years ago, and I didn't even know what Squishmallows were. It was just a corgi, like a big corgi with a little like hard eye. And I obviously just got it because it was a corgi, and I kind of fell in love with Squishmallows after that. I'm not like a huge collector or anything, I just think they're really cute because they're so soft and they're just like the perfect stuffed animal. And for whatever reason, people on TikTok found out about Squishmallows this year, and now it's fucking impossible to get Squishmallows anywhere. And I have had to buy all of my recent Squishmallows on Mercari, which sucks ass because people refuse to sell shit on Mercari for face value. And it's so annoying because, oh my god, this thing in particular makes me the most angry because people have hyped up Squishmallows so much that they now will wait outside of stores and create lines and camp overnight when they know that their local stores are stocking on Squishmallows. And they started doing this in the middle of, not the middle, sorry, my concept of time is off. They started doing this like earlier this year, and it just frustrated me so much because hello, we're still in a pandemic. Like, they were doing this shit before the vaccines were rolling out, waiting outside and camping outside. And it just reminded me so much of like K-poppy culture, where people would wait outside and camp outside to get good seats at concerts. And it just like triggered something inside of me, and it's infuriating because, like I said, I don't collect Squishmallows. I kind of just get ones that I think are really cute. Like, I really like the dog Squishmallows, and there's a blue jay Squishmallow that I really want because I have like this weird connection with blue jays. I think they're like my spirit animal. But I can't get it because apparently it's super rare for some reason, and it's going for like $80 on Mercari. So another thing that they did this with that pissed me off was like Starbucks cups. People always, like, the baristas on TikTok don't help because whenever they have new product, they'll like make a TikTok of it and be like, these are the new cups coming out later this month. And so then everyone gets all hyped up and people will go to the Starbucks at 6 a.m. and buy out everything as soon as it gets put out for launch day. And then they will sell them on Mercari for 150 bucks. I shit you not. Like, I have a copper tumbler, I'll insert a picture of it here, that was like my favorite Starbucks cup I've ever seen. And I had to get it on eBay. I think I was able to get it for $40. For reference, these cups sell for $20 retail value. And I won it in a bid for $40. And people on Mercari are charging like upwards of $150 for these cups. It's fucking ridiculous. And the TikTokers will do this with like makeup. Something that was really hyped up earlier this year was the Good Apple foundation by Kat Von D. And the only reason why it went viral was because when you put it on TikTok and you have the beauty filter on, it makes your skin look flawless. And then people actually bought the product and were like, oh my god, this looks like shit. If you go on Sephora right now, that product has like a 2.5-star rating because it sucks. And I'm just really tired of people hyping up stuff that does not need to be hyped up and is making it impossible for people to enjoy things that they have previously enjoyed. It's ridiculous and it encourages consumerism behavior, which is kind of the last thing that I wanted to talk about today. TikTok has, especially for me, I'm not sure about anyone else who is on the app, but has really triggered the consumer in me. I've always loved shopping, and I don't know if it's because of the app or the fact that I'm at home and I can't go anywhere and I have nothing to do. But I feel like in this past year alone, I've shopped more than I ever have in my entire life. And people on TikTok are always making videos and they always start out with, oh my God, you need this. And it's like they'll be going to Target and it's like 5 things at Target that you need. And I hate the phrase need so much because it's like, you don't need any of this shit. Like maybe if they phrased it like 5 really amazing products from Target, I would be so much more okay with that. But there are so many people on TikTok who are, the only content they make is like unboxing content. There's this girl that I'm thinking of specifically who her entire account is just unboxing shit. And it rubs me the wrong way for so many reasons. Like, for one, most of the people on the app are younger children and it's like they don't have their own money to spend. So they're gonna be going to their parents and being like bugging them for money and bugging them for new things. And I just don't think that we should be encouraging that behavior, especially so young. And especially because parents have to pay for so much as is for their children. And I really think that we just shouldn't be encouraging so much consumerism. I feel like really hypocritical saying this because I love to shop, but I try to only buy things that I know that I'm gonna use lately. Even though I have been shopping more, I try to make sure that it's high quality things that I know that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. But these people who are like going to Walmart and just buying all of the random shit and like piling up their carts with things that they see because they think it's cute, and people who are like going to Daiso and filling up their cart with $1 kawaii shit, I think it's just so unnecessary. You don't need to be buying a bunch of random crap that you're just gonna show in a video and never look at again. And again, I just think it contributes to like this unrealistic lifestyle. People who are just constantly making you feel bad because you can't spend hundreds of dollars a month on shopping sprees to Target and Walmart. And I think it's kind of insensitive, especially this year when so many people lost their jobs and were struggling because of the pandemic. So many people on TikTok were like, look at my $500 haul. It's like, read the room. Obviously, I'm not gonna dunk on people who love online shopping. I mean, if you look at my accounts, clearly I enjoy it too. I kind of use it as a way to give myself some serotonin when I'm feeling down. I think that's totally normal. But once it becomes all you post, I think you may need to reevaluate. Like there's this one person on my feed who literally only does unboxing videos and haul videos, and it's to the point where people in her comments have asked her like, oh my God, how do I become like you? I want to get paid to open stuff on TikTok. Like this person literally quit their job in order to be on TikTok full-time, reviewing products and getting sent stuff for free. They literally also opened a PO box, and I remember distinctly they posted a video that was like, hey guys, here's my PO box if any small businesses want to send me stuff for free. And it's like, oh my God, when did this become normal? It's so confusing to me. I think it's totally fine to splice some haul content here and there because I love watching hauls. I think it's fun to see what other people like and what they're recommending, and it also kind of helps me if I'm in the mood to spend money and I don't have any money to spend. It kind of helps me live vicariously through them. But I think the fact that people are getting paid to solely just get Amazon packages and open them up on TikTok, I think that's really problematic because like how are you gonna develop skills outside of that? I don't know. It's so weird. I don't get it. But yeah, those are my thoughts today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure if I thought a little bit harder, there could be some more things to put on this list. But at the same time, I still love TikTok. It's kind of like your uncle who is kind of a mess when he's drunk and is kind of like, ooh, but also like he's really funny when he's drunk. I don't know. Obviously, we all have our flaws, but there are some things that I think the app should work on going forward, and hopefully they will as more people talk about it. So let me know your thoughts down below, and maybe in the future I'll make a more positive video, because sometimes people tell me I'm too negative, so maybe I'll make a video about all the stuff I love about TikTok in the future. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!